Hello, God bless you and welcome again to my channel, The Secret Place TV. I just want to make this video to encourage somebody. You are believing God for a child. You are married and you don't have a child yet. I want to make this video to encourage you. And please, I want you to send this video to any woman, a sister, your auntie, somebody you know that is still waiting for a child. I want to tell you something. God is not wicked. You have cried. All right, some of you have done everything that you need to do. You have gone to hospitals, you've done everything medically that you need to do to have a child. Every prescription from the doctor, you took pills, you did what do they call it, IVF, and you've done everything. And it looks like God is calm, it looks like God is quiet, it looks like God is ignoring you. Let me tell you something. God is not wicked. I want that to register in your heart. God is not wicked. You see, it will shock you, but let me tell you, God heard you. You see all those prayers you prayed, God heard every one of them. Your prayers were not wasted. Your tears were not wasted. All right? The night cries that you cried, waking up at night, the mockery you went through, they were not wasted. God is not wicked. God heard you. Let me repeat what I just said. God heard your cry. They were not wasted. I want to tell you something. Anytime God is taking his time, it's because he has a plan. And anytime God is taking his plan, it's because he wants to give you the best. All right? Anytime God is taking time, anytime God is taking time to do something, it's because he wants to give you the best. It's because he has a better plan. It's because he has the best plan for you. God doesn't waste our time. And let me tell you, God will not make you wait in vain. So anytime God is making you wait for something, it's because he has a better plan for you. I want to tell you something. Hannah in the Bible, there's a woman in the Bible called Hannah. She was praying for a child. She was believing God for a child. And people were mocking her. People were laughing at her. She went to Shiloh one time and she knelt at the altar and she began to cry and she was weeping. The Bible said that the words she was speaking were not audible, but her heart was heavy. Her heart was heavy. And after that prayer, God gave her a son called Samuel. God gave her a son. Let me tell you something. The Bible said that Samuel became the greatest prophet of his time, and every word that Samuel spoke, none of them fell to the ground. Samuel became the face of God to his generation. He became the voice of God to his generation. He became a mighty and a great prophet, but the mother had to wait for years before she gave birth to Samuel. All right? I want to tell you something. There's another woman in the Bible, Elizabeth, who gave birth to, what's his name? John the Baptist. And John the Baptist, she waited to have this child. But John the Baptist became a great prophet who introduced Jesus to us and baptized him. Anytime God is making you wait for something, it's because he has a better plan. I don't care what you're waiting for. You're waiting for your spouse, for God to give you your husband or your wife, or for you to get a job, or for you to travel, your visa. You're waiting for God to help you buy a home. You're waiting for God to give you a breakthrough. Anything. You're waiting for a child. I'm making this video specifically for those believing God for a child. And I will use that as a platform to touch every other area. God doesn't waste our time. When you pray, God heard you. When you cry, he saw your tears. So anytime God is waiting, is because he's working on it. Two things. Is that God is working on you or God is working on your prayers. He doesn't waste our time. He always has the best for us. All right. Now let me pull out what I want to pull out from this. Samuel became a child who was greater than a nation. Let me repeat it. Samuel became one child who was greater than an entire nation. So that before the king would take a decision, he would go and consult Samuel. That's how powerful that Samuel became. God can shut your womb to give you one child who will be greater than a nation. I'll repeat myself. God himself can shut your womb so he can work on you, work on your character, work on your personality, work on who you work. See, the womb that will carry a great man or a great woman, God has to work on the woman. It's not every woman that can carry a great man. It's not every mother that can give birth to a great man. Every child is not equal. Every child you see is not equal. Children are not equal. All right? There are children and there are children. All right? So the womb that will carry a great child, the woman that will raise a great child, God will work on that woman. Is a different kind of woman that can carry a great man in her womb. The Bible talking about, I think, the wife of Isaac, Rebecca, she was pregnant with twins, and the twins were struggling and fighting in the womb. There was a fight. The children were fighting. And God told her, she inquired of God, and God said, you are carrying two nations. Excuse me. And God told her, you are carrying two nations in your womb. Two great men are in your womb. And that is why most women become pregnant and they start having crisis. And you don't know why you are having crisis. It's because you are carrying a great man or a great woman. So the devil is fighting you and you have to fight back. All right? So I want to do this video to encourage you. You are married and you are believing God for a child. And it looks like God is quiet. And it looks like age is not on your side. And it looks like medical science has failed. And it looks like every step you took, you have prayed, you fasted, you cried, you are questioning God. You've done IVF, you took all the pills they said you should take. Nothing is working. You've sown seed, you've gone to men of God and you are giving them seed of faith for you to have a child. Nothing is working. You've taken all the traditional herbs and everything, nothing is working. Let me tell you again, sometimes God will shut your womb to give you one child. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. This word is for somebody. To give you one child who will be greater than a nation. Every child is not equal. Children are not equal. There are children and there are children. Be patient with God. Be patient with God, all right? God is not wasting your time. God is not intentionally, God is not enjoying your tears. You are crying and you think God is enjoying your tears and you are already questioning God. No. The Bible says we don't have a priest who is not touched by the feelings of our infirmities or our weaknesses. God is not wicked. The tears you cried, I don't want to call you a barren woman because you are not barren. All right? The tears you have cried as an expectant mother, God saw it. God heard you. And I'm telling you this, and I want you to share this video. God can make you wait so he can give you the best. I don't care what you're waiting for. Maybe you're waiting for a job, you're waiting for your green card, you're waiting for you to buy a home, for you to get married, for you to get a job, for you to get admission. Whatever it is you're waiting for, God can make you wait so he can give you the best. Probably he's working on your character. Probably he's helping you develop the qualities that will help you to handle that blessing. Because to receive a blessing you cannot handle is a curse. It's a curse for you to have something and you are not trained to handle it. It's a curse for you to get married and you don't have the qualities of a wife or qualities of a husband and you destroy your marriage. So sometimes God will make us wait so we can have the character and the ability to manage the blessing. I want to speak this word to every woman believing God for a child. I have this compassion for children and I love children. I want you to know that God heard you. God saw your tears. He saw your cry. And God will give you one child. I'm not saying you're going to have one child. All right? Because Samuel, after Hannah gave birth to Samuel, God still gave her about 4 or 5 children. All right? But symbolically, I'm saying to you, prophetically actually, God will give you one child who will be greater than a nation. God will give you one child whose name will ring bell in the nations. God will give you one child who will make your family name great. There are children and there are children. And when a great man or a great woman is coming, there are shakings. The devil will fight. Many things will be on the way. Maybe you are pregnant and you are having crisis. It's because the child you are carrying is not an ordinary child. When Moses was born, the Bible said that Moses was not an ordinary child. There are children and there are children. And if you're a woman believing God for a child, I want you to know. I want you to do something prophetic. Buy baby items. If you are believing God for a male child, buy baby item for male child. If you are believing God for a female child, buy baby items for a female child. Go and buy the bed, buy the clothes for the child, name the child, get a picture for the child. All right, whatever you are believing God for, you should be able to create the pictures around you so you can always see it around you. All right, it might not be children, it might be your job, your marriage, whatever it is you are believing God for, you need to create the pictures around you so you can start seeing it. All right, so your mind will start working. It's a prophetic thing and it works. All right, so I want to encourage you with this word. God can shut your womb. Your womb can be your waiting period, so he can give you something that is worth it. Every child is not equal. There are children and there are great children. God bless you. My name is Emmanuel, and this is the Secret Place TV. Thank you.